Hello, hello. Welcome in. Come on in. Come on in. Yay. Happy Friday. I'm just going to share this tweet really fast and we'll get started. Yay. I'm just going to close that out because it's weird looking at myself in the camera. It's like got an echo to it. Hold on. Let me turn this up just a hair. Oh, I turned it off. Hold on. All right. One of my favorite artists ever, Zayd Wolf. Great artist. Find his stuff. Download his music. I love him so much. And also a big thank you for him for letting me put this on here without having to pay a lot of money for it. So we'll just go ahead and turn that off right there. Hello, everybody. Welcome in. Thank you so much for joining me. Let me come into the comments here. Hi, Michael. How are you? Arsenal, how are you? Christian, how are you? Already with our first question here. Let me go ahead and put that one up on here. Stafford at Atlanta or Ryan versus Detroit. I really like both of these quarterbacks a lot. I tend to want to lean Matt Ryan by like a hair. So, yeah, I think I'm going to stick with Matt Ryan for now, but ask me again in a hot minute. For everyone who is new to our Fireside Friday, welcome in. This is the Week 7 edition. Can you believe we are on Week 7 already? It just seemed like yesterday we couldn't wait for football to start. And here we are. We're approaching the midway of our fantasy season. This is insane. But anyway, welcome in. My name is Lauren. You guys can find me on social media at Stepmom Lauren. I am a writer for the Fantasy Footballers. I am also a writer for Fantasy Pros and for Roto World. So I'm kind of all over the place. You guys can find all of my work on my website at stepmomlauren.com. It's Lauren. If you can't tell by the way I spell my name on this, well, there you go. It is what it is. On Tuesdays, I write the waiver article for the Fantasy Footballers. On Wednesday and Thursday, I publish the 5 burning questions for Fantasy Pros. And on Friday and Monday, I do the daily doses for Roto World. I also do the fantasy blog for Roto World on Sunday, which is basically just talking about the big plays, the scoring changes, injuries, touchdowns, all sorts of fun things that happen live for every single game that happens at 1, that happens at 4. I'm there. I'm covering it all. I'm putting it all out there for you. So it's kind of crazy, but it's also a lot of fun. So feel free to join me when I do those. I mean, I'm not like live on TV or anything doing them. I'm just typing them out, but I will share the link to it on my Twitter profile. And again, you guys come find me on social media at Stepmom Lauren, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and Twitter, which is why you all are here. So let's get right down into it, guys. I don't know about you, but I am doing okay in some leagues. And then in like a handful of them, I am 0-6, like just straight up bombing. And it's not because my team is bad. I have good players, but they've either been hurt, they've been on a bye, or the teams that I've played against have absolutely blown through the roof. So it's been a little unlucky this year, but it's weird. It's 2020. It's a COVID year. So, you know, it is what it is. It's annoying. So let's see if we can go through some of your questions here so I can help you out as much as possible. Hey, what's up, Travis? Big Travi, Fantasy Whispers. Love you guys. Hopefully we can re-record that episode here pretty soon. So for anyone who's new, I do like to use the Fantasy Pros and the Fantasy Footballers start sit tool. It's either just to, if I'm second guessing myself, or maybe if I'm not sure, or even just if I want to have a second opinion. I mean, it's a wonderful tool. Both of them are wonderful tools to use. So I highly encourage you to go ahead and check those out. You can just Google them, Fantasy Footballers Start Sit, Fantasy Pros Start Sit. They're awesome. I use them all the time, and I'm going to be using them right now as I answer Christian's question. No, we don't need iTunes. We need this about whether or not to start Matt Ryan or Matt Stafford. So let's see what Fantasy Pros has to say about this one. I just feel like this is almost a trap game for Matt Ryan because everyone has been scoring so high on the Atlanta Falcons that we expect him to have such a good game. And then I feel like it's not going to do very well. So Fantasy Pros has Matt Ryan 59%, Matthew Stafford at 41%. That doesn't really surprise me that much. I do like both of those guys' outlook. So, I mean, yeah. If you have one guy but don't have the other, which is really cool that you have those two quarterbacks, I really like both of those guys. I lean a little bit more towards Matt Ryan. Alrighty. And Angie, hi, how are you? How are you? Oh, and my friend Bonnie also wanted me to talk a little bit about Giovanni Bernard. Joe Mixon missed practice again. So if you have Giovanni Bernard stashed, keep your eye on his status because I think he's going to have an excellent matchup as if he's the RB1. And he's also been kind of seeing action with Joe Mixon in. So I like Giovanni Bernard. He's sneaky. I don't think a lot of people are paying attention to him. So yeah, another one to keep your eye on as well. Aaron Jones, running back for the Packers, also I think missed practice or is limited in practice. And head coach Matt LaFleur, excuse me. Is it Brian LaFleur or Matt LaFleur? I think it's Matt LaFleur. I don't know. Matt's and Brian's. They all come together in my head on a Friday afternoon. Anyway, he said they are very excited for AJ Dillon's opportunity this weekend in week 7. So that is something interesting. If you have AJ Dillon floating there on the waiver wire, might be pertinent to pick him up if you are in desperate need with a bye possibly, or if you need a starter, or if you have Aaron Jones, he might be the good one to pick up. Also, Jamal Williams may not be a horrible play either. All right. And Evan, how are you? Is Kyler the GOAT yet? Where have you been? I feel like I haven't talked to you in forever. Kyler Murray certainly is getting it done in fantasy. Now, whether or not he's the GOAT remains to be seen, but he is doing excellent in fantasy. Kyler, welcome back. It is very good to hear from you, my friend. Okay. And then Julio is in. What is up, Cooter Doodle? I love you. Oh, hearts over for her. Follow her if you get a chance. She's very funny. Yeah, Matt Ryan is in. Or, I'm sorry, Julio Jones is in. He has no designation whatsoever on the injury report. So that's another reason why I tend to lean Matt Ryan just a little bit too. But again, both good starts. And then here we go. Oh, eggs on toast time. I am international again. Week 7, Fireside Friday. What? To the land down under. Hello. Good morning. Welcome. Thank you so much for joining me. It must be pretty early for you over there. I think I have no idea what the time zone is there. Hit me up. I never know how to pronounce your name. Gorgoroth. I'm just going to assume that's what it is and go with it. So that's how it goes sometimes. Uh-oh. And for some reason, these comments always skip ahead on me. So I'm trying to go back and make sure I don't miss any. Okay, let's see. Giovanni Bernard or Deontay Johnson in PPR. That one's a tough one. I would stick with Deontay Johnson. I like Deontay Johnson. He is fully healthy. I know that Chase Claypool has been the bright, shiny new toy. Defenses also know that as well, too. And Juju Smith-Schuster is also a big name that's going to be drawing defenses this weekend. So I really like Deontay Johnson. I am trying to get him into every single lineup that I have him in a roster. So in this case, I would go Deontay Johnson. I hope he has a good game. And then Michael Widener, would I trade? Let me go ahead and put this up. Okay, would I trade Le'Veon Bell for a second round next year? And then you may have sent me my roster. I get a lot of messages every single day, and it's very difficult for me to look through everybody's roster for every single trade question. So I do apologize if I have missed that. I'm also on many platforms, so kind of hard for me to get to all of them. Thank you for joining me today. Would I trade Le'Veon Bell for a second round next year? I don't like Dynasty. I'm in a couple Dynasty leagues that I really don't care about or care for. I'm so sorry, Michelle. I'm so sorry, my 5-yard rush boys. It's just not my bag. I have no idea. Sure, why not? Go ahead. It is what it is. I don't know. I really honestly don't have a single piece of opinion for you on that. But all those who are in Dynasty, maybe give Michael Widener an answer on what you think if he should trade Le'Veon Bell for a second round next year. I mean, he did only sign a 1-year deal, I think. So he may not even be in the picture next year on the team. So sure, I guess that would make sense. But yeah, I don't know. I'm going to stay away from Dynasty questions from now on. I'm just brand new at it. I'm a redraft girl at heart. That's what I have played since I started playing fantasy football. So sorry, Michael, I'm not really the best person to ask that question for, but maybe everyone else here, maybe you could help Michael out there. And then Giovanni Bernard or Justin Jackson. Again, let me put this up here. This is going to depend on availability. I like Justin Jackson regardless, but if Joe Mixon is totally out, then I would definitely play Giovanni Bernard. Also, Justin Jackson is questionable with a knee injury, but he practiced in full. So he has a weird designation as well. So your starter is probably going to depend on who is the healthiest on your squad. So if Joe Mixon is out, plug in Giovanni Bernard. If Justin Jackson is fully healthy and ready to go, I may want to lean a little bit towards Justin Jackson, but by a hair. It's not by much. So go with your gut on that one, just depending on who's healthier. And then, oh, hey, what's up, Zach? Let me put you up there. It's already up, and here I was trying to get it up there. All right, pick 1.5 PPR. Chark, Claypool, Brandon Cooks, or Deontay Johnson. You know what? I'm going to go, if you want to go safety here, go Brandon Cooks. I really like how he's been incorporated in the offense. I would go Brandon Cooks here. Your upside play, I think, is going to be Deontay Johnson or Chase Claypool. But out of all of these guys, I think I might be on the safe side and go Cooks here. I don't know. What do you guys think? I'm kind of feeling a little conservative today. I'm feeling like a safer play. But that may not be the best for your roster. But out of those four, which are all excellent options, by the way, I may lean towards Brandon Cooks on that. And Gemmo, hello. How are you doing, my friend? If you guys haven't had a chance to do so, please do yourselves a favor and follow as many people in this chat as you can. A lot of them are fellow industry analysts along with me, like DFF, Z-Train, my buddy Zach, and my buddy Gemmo the Icon, one of the greatest Instagram follows, and also a very good friend. He's a great person. You'll love all of his content. And then Brandon, yes, are we starting Josh Jacobs? We are starting Josh Jacobs, and we are not happy about it. But we are going to watch, and we are going to celebrate every time he does well behind potentially a brand new backup offensive line or an offensive line that hasn't practiced in several days. It doesn't look good. If you have other massive studs, if you're in a dynasty league and you've got big names like Kamara and Zeke or something, but yes, you're starting Josh Jacobs, you're sweating about it, I will be right there with you because I have to do this as well, and I don't like it. I think it's hideous against Tampa Bay, who has one of the best defenses in the league. I think they're like top 10. It's really bad, and it's not going to be fun to watch. All right. Little Chef, let me get you up here from Periscope. Excuse me, you had Ronald Jones and Ryan on the bench last week. Ouch, 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 ouch. That's how your season is going. I feel you, my friend. I feel you. I feel like this, fantasy football is basically educated guessing. I have said this many times. But I feel like this year, it's even weirder than normal. We had to go through the first 4 weeks of basically like scored preseason games. And now everybody's getting, well, not now, but everyone's been getting hurt. And it is even more of a crapshoot than usual. So I am sorry. I feel for you, my friend. That just stinks. So hopefully this will be a better week for you and we'll be able to turn that ship around for you. And then Troy King, hello. Just here to say what's good, homie. You know what's good? Hearing from you, Troy. Thank you so much for popping in and saying hello. Another great follow, T King Mode. Really good friend of mine as well. And Ken, are you ready for next weekend? By the way, I'm going to have an announcement at the end of this Fireside Friday about my availability next week. I'm going on vacation, and I'm very excited about it. All right, Ken, are you ready? Because I am ready. I'm so ready, and I cannot wait. Cannot wait to see you guys. Tell Steen I said hello. And then Michael Widener, Mixon is out. Okay, thank you, Michael. I appreciate that. So Mixon is out. So yeah, I would fire up Giovanni Bernard over Justin Jackson in that case for whoever asked me that question before. But Ken picked up Deshaun Jackson. That sucks. That does suck. I'm sorry. He didn't do horribly, but he's been so hurt. It feels like we haven't seen him play in years. He hasn't played since week 3 of this year, and then so much excitement with him being back in the offense, and he gets hurt fielding a punt return. It was ugly, and that stinks. But yeah, I feel you. I have Deshaun Jackson in, I think, like 10 of the 15 leagues that I'm in. So I need to make some serious moves because I don't have a lot to replace poor Deshaun Jackson. So I'll definitely need to be hitting the trade markets and the waiver wire to see if I can kind of scrounge something up there. All right, dang it. And it's sped up on me again here. All right. And then Stafford or Justin Herbert. Ooh, another good one. I'm going to lean Justin Herbert here, just by a hair. I'm going to lean Justin Herbert. I really like how he's playing. But again, both good starting quarterbacks. Herbert just a hair. And then Caleb Any thoughts on Alex Collins working out in Detroit? Redraft dynasty relevance? Possibly dynasty relevance. I don't necessarily know too much for redraft. Not quite sure yet. We'll have to see what news comes out of Detroit before we really start to move forward on that one in redraft. And then Gemo, because honestly, I haven't heard that at all. So did that come out today? I'm not sure. So I don't know. I have to go look at it before I can really help you out. So I don't know. Honestly, no idea. So I would maybe scour some Detroit beat writers and see what they're saying. But I can't speak to it quite yet. But hit me up later after I've been able to do some research, and maybe I'll be able to have a better answer for you. And then when does Eckler come back? Not for a while. His hamstring injury is actually worse than what they had originally suspected. I don't exactly know the time frame on the weeks. I think it was like 6 to 8 weeks, I think, but don't quote me on that. I'm not sure, but it's going to be a while before Eckler returns. So I'm sorry about that, Gemo. And then, hello, Queen Bee. There's my girl, Bonnie. Bonnie, start Giovanni Bernard, by the way. Mixon's out. Giovanni Bernard or James Robinson this week. Ouch. Oh, okay. You got to throw James Robinson in here. Okay. That one's really hard. Is there any way you can play both of them? Is going to be my question, I think. Oh, boy. Oh, man, that is really hard, Bonnie. Let me look at something real quick here. Okay. So, Jacksonville is playing the Chargers. The Chargers are they're 12th best against running backs. Man, I don't know. I think I might play Giovanni Bernard over James Robinson, and I don't like saying that. But go with your gut. Go with your gut on that one, Bonnie, because that one is a tough one. All right, let's keep it rolling here. Mike Kane, how are you, my friend? And then Giovanni Bernard or DeAndre Swift. Man, you guys have such good questions. Okay. I'm going to go. Oh, you guys are going to do this to me, aren't you? Okay. So the Falcons are 24th worst against the running back position. Oh, man. Okay. I might lean DeAndre Swift there by a hair. This is going to be another go with your gut because both of these guys have the chance to be productive. So who would you rather either lose with? Because that's really what you're looking at. You don't want to have that fear of missing out. So play the player that you feel the best starting. Regardless of what everybody else says, go with the person that you feel the best plugging into your lineup. I kind of want to lean DeAndre Swift on this just a little bit because of the opportunities, but Giovanni Bernard also has opportunities as well. They're just way more high volume passing. So I don't know. That's by a hair. So go with your gut on that. Also, 2 great running backs that you have rostered. Very well done. And then Gemma, you want to take my dynasty team over? I have 3 that I may be giving to you over the summer. So it has nothing to do. I love every single person that's in my leagues. I just am in way too many, and I am not able to do a good job of following up with all of my rosters. And that is becoming an issue because I need to be able to win because I am very competitive. But I may hit you up on that, Gemmo. I do appreciate the offer. And then, okay, Mike Kane. Let's see. You said lots of people dropping Austin Hooper. Yes, he did just have, I think, surgery to fix an appendicitis. Is it worth rostering 2 tight ends if only starting 1? If it were somebody other than Austin Hooper, I would say sure. But in this case, no. I don't think it's worth picking him up quite yet. We don't know how long he's going to be out. So I don't know. I would leave Austin Hooper alone. There's just too many mouths to feed on the Cleveland Browns for their pass catchers, but they're not really a pass first team. They're a run heavy team under Kevin Stefanski. So I don't know, man. I'm staying away from Austin Hooper. That's my take on it. And then hopefully the Raiders game gets moved to Monday, Christian. Yeah, I understand where you're coming from, which is weird because they moved it from primetime Sunday night, in case anyone didn't know. The Raiders game is now no longer Sunday night. It is actually being played Sunday afternoon at the 4:05 Eastern slot, just in case anyone looked at their schedule and was like, what is happening right now? That's what's going on. So it's It's a little bit more flexible in that time slot, so fingers crossed, we'll see. I hope it stays, but that's just because I don't want to deal with any more scheduling changes, though. So, yeah, for Josh Jacobs' sake, I understand what you're saying. So, hopefully that does go well for the Raiders because I'm really liking what they're doing this year. And I also have Josh Jacobs, and I want him to do well. So, there's that. Dan, how are you? Let me go ahead and put you up here. Who would I like the rest of the season? Chase Claypool or CeeDee Lamb? Okay. I would go Chase Claypool here because I like the quarterback better. That's really what that boils down to. This is not a knock on CeeDee Lamb. It is not a knock on his potential. I just think that Ben Roethlisberger is far more productive than Andy Dalton. And I like where the Steelers are going as a team as opposed to where the Cowboys are going as a team. So I would stick with Chase Claypool over CeeDee Lamb, but both of them are excellent. If you're going to get rid of CeeDee Lamb, get a lot for him. That is what I have to say, especially in Dynasty. All right, Gemma, you have a wonderful day at work, my friend. Okay, let's get another question up here. Half PPR, Swift or Gibson this week? Excellent two running backs too, by the way, especially in PPR and half PPR formats. I'm going to lean DeAndre Swift here, but let's go ahead and see let's see what Fantasy Pros has to say. I really like how Swift is stepping up there. Gibson, and we said half PPR. This is going to automatically populate to standard, and then I'm going to switch it to half. Alrighty. Okay, so Fantasy Pros has Antonio Gibson as a 60% over 34%, probably because they're going up against Dallas. And I had actually forgotten about that. Sorry, I got my weeks confused. And they just bleed fantasy points. So I think your upside here is going to be Antonio Gibson. I do like DeAndre Swift as a play, though, as well, against Atlanta. They bleed points also. So give the edge here, not to DeAndre Swift like I originally had thought, but to Antonio Gibson. See, this is what happens. That's why you always double check. And Michael Thomas is officially out. Christian, are you kidding me? I'm sorry. I'm not yelling at you. I'm just angry. I am so sick of this. Did you know he pulled his hamstring in a walkthrough? Okay. And then you're suspended for punching a safety on your own team after missing how many weeks with a high ankle sprain? Michael Thomas, what is going on? What is going on? Oh, I have things to say, and I probably should not say them, but that makes me so angry. And DeAndre Hopkins is questionable. Thank you, Christian. Let's just move right along before I get even more angry. Is questionable. He's hurt more than speculating, possibly. Definitely something to keep your eye on for sure. And then Queen Bee, your internet sucks. I understand. Do you play Giovanni Bernard or James Robinson this week? Bonnie, I'm going to tell you to go with your gut on this one. So I know that's not the answer that you really want to hear, but I would lean slightly Giovanni Bernard. But if you play James Robinson because your gut was telling you to, I wouldn't hate that either. So go with your gut on that, Bonnie. And then Caleb, you are welcome. Queen Bee, you are super welcome. And Mike Kane, you're going to drop Hooper and stick with Ebron. I don't really like Ebron either. Check and see if Anthony Ferkser is available if Jonnu Smith is out. Eric Ebron has decided he doesn't have fingers this year. So hopefully he has a better game this week, which would be really nice. But Mike Kane, hit me up with some options that might be available on your waiver wire. Maybe we can get you past Eric Ebron. Ugh. But I hope he does well. So, I mean, I besmirch him now, so you never know. And Dan, you are so welcome for the help. And Michael Thomas must still be in the doghouse. Hamstring seems fishy. They said he's not. They said everything was fine. He spoke to all the team captains. His discipline is over. Blah blah blah. I think he's butthurt, to be completely honest. I don't know Michael Thomas personally, so this is just speculation from my perspective. But it is pretty frustrating watching this. So if anyone is, speaking of watching this, if anyone is watching this right now and it is cutting in and out from poor internet connection, because I know Queen Bee, you just said your internet connection sucks, but that actually might be on my end. So y'all, if you wouldn't mind just putting there in the comments about whether or not this is going well or not, because I haven't heard from y'all and it's 24 minutes. And usually when that happens, it means my internet is down again. which would be super great. But I'm going to go ahead and let you guys go. That does make it easier, Mike. Thank you. I'm going to go ahead and let you guys go. I'm going to listen back to this. And if for some reason this internet is terrible and you guys can't even see the replay on this, I'll go ahead and go live again on Saturday just so we can have a little bit better communication. Normally I do plug this in via Ethernet, but I forgot today. So, shit happens. It's live Fireside TV, whatever. You guys hit me up on social media. I am far more responsive on Twitter. It's at Stepmom Lauren. You guys can find all my work on my website, which is stepmomlauren.com. And I'm a writer for the Fantasy Footballers, Fantasy Pros, and for Roto World. So thank you so much for everybody joining me this week. If you have other questions that you think of, feel free to hit me up. I would love to be able to help you out. And I hope every single one of y'all win. Because even if I don't win, if I can help you guys win, that's what makes all of this worth it. So good luck in week 7, everyone. Enjoy your weekend. For that announcement I said I was going to come out with, I am going to be on vacation, thank goodness, next weekend. So it's much earned. It is for my husband and my anniversary, which is very exciting. We are going to be out of town. So the Fireside Friday is actually going to be on Fireside Wednesday. So I'm still going to try to help you guys out. So look for that coming up on Wednesday. And if I don't speak to you before then, good luck in week 8 as well. So let's go. Go team. Get it done. Be safe and have a wonderful weekend.